The for-profit side of things seems to be a bit more straightforward for the most part because most people are aligned around what is realistic and how you're going to make a business model work. So I've found honestly that the for-profit side of things, the raising from investors is much more collaborative and yeah, straightforward. It makes a lot more sense to me because they do things that help rather than things which are designed to sort of regulate and monitor. The non-profit side, there is often so on the for-profit side, your mandate is typically one thing, right? Your investor is looking for a viable business that is going to at least return their money, if not make them some kind of profit. And yes, many of these investors are investing in us because they also want to have a social impact. On the non-profit side, you've normally got some kind of mandate, in the education space that is around improving learner outcomes typically. Now, we come in presenting one way of improving learner outcomes, and we have to essentially pitch something that fits both within what the grant maker or the donor wants to do and suits what we think will have an impact. And those two things aren't necessarily always aligned. Once you've then got into the grant and the project delivery itself, there is very much a fear-based approach, I think, with donors. They want to make sure that they can report to their superiors that things have been delivered and it's, that you are operating as per the agreed plan. So there's very little flexibility in what you can do for the most part. You're often having to stick to a plan that you made a year or two before when you submitted for the grant. And to then make changes to that, you obviously have to go back and you have to negotiate and you have to explain and you have to document and then you have to report on that. So it's a very onerous process as opposed to an investor who is there to help you problem solve and be agile and move on from things that clearly aren't working. So it's an interesting space to straddle because often there's quite kind of conflicting directives.